Hello students, today we are going to continue with our previous lecture Understanding Marginalization, Class 8, Political Science. In the previous lecture we studied about the sections of society which are marginalized because they are different either on the basis of religion or language or customs or culture or economic status. The difference can be anything, but because of these differences they are not accepted by the majority sections, thus pushing them towards a marginalized condition. We also mentioned about the Adivasis, how the tribal people are different from the general society and what these differences provide to these Adivasis and how they affect their lives. In today's lecture, we are going to mention the stereotyping the Adivasis come across and the effects of development in their lives. The term stereotyping means that when we make a certain image in our minds about some individual or some society and we picturize and we expect the people or the individual belonging to those society or belonging to those different culture to function or to behave in a certain manner. For example, if we say that somebody comes from a lower caste, say Dalit community, we never expect a Dalit child to be a learned person, to get educated and become a doctor or an engineer or a scientist. Usually we expect them to be poor, we expect them to have a lot of scarcity in their lives, and we do not easily come across the idea that no matter how different any section may be, every individual in the society holds the equal right to enjoy the resources provided by the nature and the resources provided by the government. So when we enframe these minority groups into a certain image and expect them to behave in a certain manner, this division in our minds is known as stereotyping. The Adivasis, they are usually showcased as people who are always geared up with forest resources. They are wearing tiaras made of flowers and bushes. They are wearing clothes made up of leaves. They are dancing around bonfires and living a mysterious, a weird life. But it is not always the same. The stereotyping feeling makes us believe and wrongly lead the people that the people of tribal communities are exotic, primitive and backward. This stereotyping and discrimination witnessed by the Adivasis is even elaborated, enhanced With the developments that are coming over and spreading throughout the world, developments like to say industrial development, which have breached into their forest areas, establishment of big industries, factories, lead to destruction of their habitat. They are forced to move out of these areas, or they are forced to work as laborers in these industries, thus killing their natural way of living. Another factor can be construction of dams or mining activities. Both the activities hinder into their natural way of living. Mining, as we all know, requires a lot of land area to be occupied for the extraction of mineral, for the processing of the mineral, for the extraction of mineral from the ore. Different units are established wherever mining activities are done. So we see that a very large area of forest is occupied in these activities, thus occupying the zone where earlier the Adivasis, the tribals, used to reside. The same effect can be seen by constructing dams. Dams, because are a barrier in front of a flowing river, they usually come with a reservoir on the other side of the dam. The reservoir, which if made on near the forest or the tribal zones, would submerge the whole area, and the area will be filled with water acting as a reservoir, then again killing and destroying the natural zone of the tribal people. Another very important reason through which the development has caused a change in their normal livelihood, it is militarization and wars. Usually we see that the forest areas, if we take an example of India, the northeastern part of the country comprises of really good, large, dense forest, and are majorly occupied by tribal people. But at the same time, these are also zones which are on a military basis very critical for us, because they are lying on the boundaries of foreign nations like China and Myanmar. So it requires as a protection motive to be militarized, to be guarded. But these militarization activities, the establishment of military units, their availability of guns, and the whole concept of bringing weapons to the areas, occupying their zone, and then forcing them to leave their residing areas. This angers the Adivasis, and then when they react back, the reaction can be violent on their side, and thus leading to wars in these areas. Another reason of development that has affected the lives of the Adivasis, it is construction of national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. These are areas which are bordered by fencing, and thus making an attempt to protect the wildlife. But in this attempt for the protection of wildlife, usually the tribals are forced to leave the zones and are made to move into the nearby rural areas or cities, where it is very difficult for them to find an occupation and earn a livelihood. So we see that development has made very significant changes in their natural lifestyle, and thus affecting their life immensely. The impact on the Adivasis has been tremendous in one zone. We say that the Adivasis are just displaced from their areas, but this is not the single effect that they are facing. There are different aspects, different areas where the lives of the Adivasis are changed and are affected. Very important impact that the Adivasis face is that they are stuck in the cycle of poverty. Reason being that when they were living in forest areas, they were not poor. They were able to fulfill all their requirements from the forest resources itself. But once they are forced to leave their living areas and move into rural or cities zone, they are workless, they are homeless, and they do not have any such education or training through which they can earn a livelihood, thus pushing them into a poverty stricken zone. And this poverty is not just stable for one generation, it accumulates and it adds on to next generations as well. It takes a very long time for them to break out of this vicious circle of poverty. It requires education, it requires a technical know-how or development of skill, which is a difficult task for them to gain. Second impact on Adivasi is destruction of their traditions and customs. Once the minority section is forced to move into the living areas of the majority section, slowly and gradually, knowingly or unknowingly, the minority section does get very much affected by the majority section. The language, the culture, the festivals that you follow, the traditions that you pursue, they are either forgotten or are mixed up with the festivals and cultures of the majority section as an effort of being or becoming an equal part of the majority section. So we see that through development, the Adivasi culture is being deteriorated, is being destroyed. Another impact, or rather the most important impact of these developmental activities on Adivasis is development of violence in the Adivasi tribe, for a very simple reason that if the industrialists or the developers are breaching into their zones, they either protest in a non-violent manner, but usually this is not the way. The protest, when it comes in a violent manner through the use of very simple arms, could be swords or could be bow and arrow, is met with even severe arms by the military. Thus, the whole situation converts into a war zone. These activities, they have also given birth to many violent groups. For example, Naxalites in the northeastern zone of the country, who are basically tribal people just protecting their land from the whole developers and industrialists. So the impacts on Adivasi is immense, and the more we behave in this manner towards the Adivasis, towards the tribal, the more marginalized we make them. In the next lecture, we'll continue with the same chapter. We'll study the second marginalized section, that is the Muslim community residing in the Indian subcontinent. What are the ways through which we discriminate the Muslim community and what are its impact on the development and lifestyle of the respective community.